Good evening. This is CTV News, and I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Sonia Shrivastava. So glad that you could join us this evening. Well, it's a day none of us will ever forget. Now, BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport is home to an artifact from 9/11. An unveiling ceremony was held earlier today. It's a stark reminder of one of the darkest days in our nation's history, 9/11, a day when more than 3,000 American lives were lost. This piece of scorched aluminum was a part of the facade of the entry to the World Trade Center Tower 1, and now it has a permanent home at BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport.
This ceremony is to dedicate a piece of the World Trade Center to recognize, inspire, and rededicate ourselves to TSA's mission to strengthen the security of the nation's transportation systems.
The TSA at the Baltimore airport requested an item from the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, and its wish was granted. This piece, which is 58 inches tall and weighs about 10 pounds, sits vertically on a pentagon-shaped base, handcrafted by members of the TSA at the airport.
This is why this piece of World Trade Center is important. It reminds us we can never forget and never allow that to happen again.
Since 9/11, more than 100 million travelers have passed through BWI. TSA officials say this artifact will be a constant reminder to its security workers why they're here. Now, in 2002, BWI Marshall Airport became the first in the country to federalize its security force. It's often recognized as the birthplace of the TSA.
Well, Sonia, it could get a little harder to get that candy or soda that we often crave from a vending machine. County Council Vice Chair Danielle Glaros introduced the bill on Tuesday to address the negative impact of sugary and fatty foods on the rates of diabetes, obesity, and other diseases. The legislation would require that 50% of the packaged food and beverages and machines located on county, municipal, and park property meet federal health standards. We asked some residents for their thoughts on the proposal.
I definitely agree with it. I'm not a big fan on letting my kids eat a whole lot of sweets, so I try my hardest to add as many fruits and veggies as I can. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of giving my sons any kind of candy, really.
It's a good idea overall. I see where they're going with the focus. I mean, healthier America, healthier habits, that's what we all need to develop. I just think there's more maybe educational ways that can be coupled with it just to kind of explain the change to make it more well received by the audience. And then I think if it's communicated more as a healthy initiative and explained in more detail, then it'll naturally make the adults switch to the more healthy options.
The Prince George's bill is similar to a 2015 Howard County law that requires 75% of the vending machine offerings in county-owned spaces to be healthy.
All right, well, a batch of new state laws go into effect October 1st. A few of them target drunk drivers. One would hold parents who knowingly allow a minor to consume alcohol accountable if the minor leaves the home and gets involved in a crash. Now, adults will face a year behind bars. Another new law focuses on police accountability. It would require new recruits to undergo anti-discrimination and use of force de-escalation training, and a new equal pay law will prohibit businesses from retaliating against employees for discussing or disclosing salaries. Also, Noah's law goes into effect on Saturday. Anyone convicted of drunk driving will be required to blow into an ignition interlock device to prove they aren't drunk before their cars will start. Now, the law is named after State Trooper Noah Leota, who was struck and killed by a drunk driver at a sobriety check. Meantime, beginning this Saturday, workers in Montgomery County will gain a very important benefit. Here's what you need to know. Employees will earn 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours worked, up to maximum of 7 full days a year. Many in the local business community are concerned that the new law may impact competition. Meantime, in Prince George's County, minimum wage will increase from $9.55 to $10.75 an hour, and that too starting on October the 1st.
Oh, plenty going on there. Residents are are encouraged to monitor forecasts for the next several days. A flash flood watch is in effect for portions of Maryland as well as the D.C. metro area until Friday. The National Weather Service is predicting rainfall totals of up to 6 inches over the next few days. Isolated severe thunderstorms, damaging winds, and hail are possible. These conditions may lead to flash flooding, so take extra precautions, particularly in areas prone to flooding. Sounds like good advice. You're watching CTV News. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Sonia Srivastava.